Hi, my name is David Parker and I'm here with my fellow Visio MVP Scott Helmers. Scott, scariest part of any drawing is a blank sheet of paper. Help me.
Okay, you're very right, David. That's a real problem. And the nice thing about Visio 2010 is it provides you with lots of templates to get started. Let's start by looking at a screen capture of the new page in the backstage view for each of the 3 editions of Visio. What you're looking at now is Visio Standard, where you'll find there are 6 template categories that contain a total of 24 templates. If you move to Visio Professional, there are 8 template categories, and you'll find 62 templates scattered across those 8 categories. So there's a big increase. And not only that, but many of those templates include additional stencils, and those stencils include additional shapes. So Visio Professional gives you many, many, many more ways to start a new drawing. If you move to Visio Premium, you'll find the same 8 categories that we had in Visio Professional, but now we have 3 additional templates. And all 3 of those templates are focused on business process, because that is a key focus for Visio Premium. Now, just to show you the same idea, but expressed visually, I've borrowed some graphics from Chris Roth, who's the proprietor of the visguy.com website, an excellent resource for all things Visio. Across the top of the page, you'll see blue boxes that represent the 8 template categories. And then the boxes below them, in green, represent the templates that are included with a particular edition of Visio. The red indicates templates that are excluded. Now, I don't expect that you can actually read the words on each of these boxes. That's not important. I just want to give you a visual idea about what Visio Standard looks like, Visio Professional, and finally, what's included with Premium? Everything, of course. Now let's go to live software. Let me go to Visio Premium, and let's explore each of the 8 template categories. We'll start with the business category, where we find things like charts and marketing charts, organization charts, various ways to express ideas visually. Click the Home button to go back to the new page. In the engineering category, there are a variety of electrical and electronic and mechanical engineering templates for building diagrams. In the flowchart category, there's the basic flowchart that many of you are familiar with. There also in Premium are templates for business process modeling notation and SharePoint workflow, which are covered in another video in this series, as well as some other types. Back home, in the general category, there are 3 very basic templates, but very functional and very useful templates for creating simple diagrams. Next, in maps and floor plans, we've got all kinds of ways to design plant layouts or office layouts or your kitchen or a garden in the backyard, for example, as well as several mapping templates. In the network category, there's the basic network diagram that's included with all of the editions of Visio. Professional and Premium include a detailed network diagram, some directory services diagrams, rack diagrams, and so forth. In the schedule category, we can build calendars, Gantt charts, timelines. And finally, in the software and database category, available with both Professional and Premium, you see that we can create a database model. Indeed, you can even reverse engineer an existing database to create a visual model of the database schema. You can create wireframe diagrams, UML models, and various other types of software-related diagrams.
Okay, well, there's certainly a lot there. You showed me the width, now show me some depth.
Okay, excellent. Let me take 2 sample diagrams just to give you a taste. I'm going to begin in the maps and floor plans category, and I'm going to create a ventilation plan. Not something that I do very often, but let's try it for today. First thing I'm going to do is zoom in so we can see a bit more of the page here. And I'm going to select some ductwork. I'm going to drop a duct on the page. In fact, let's zoom in a little further so we can see the dimensions on this shape as well and position it. Now what we've got is a piece of ductwork. I can make it longer or shorter. There are dimensions that appear that show us that it's a square duct with specific dimensions. I can drag a bend out. And now this is actually an intelligent shape. When I get it near, notice that the bend falls into place. It glues on to the adjacent ductwork and points in the direction I want to go. If I drag another bend, I can glue it on as well. And it happens to point the wrong direction in this case, but no problem. This is a smart shape. All I need to do is right-click, flip the orientation, and now my duct is pointing in the right direction. I can add another segment, size it as I choose, and in this case, I'm now going to add a junction. because this shows another interesting property of these intelligent shapes in Visio. Now I've got ductwork heading off in two 45-degree angles from the main duct. If I drag another straight segment and glue it onto one of those, notice how Visio automatically orients it at exactly the correct angle. And now we can see that it's that easy to create the diagram for this particular type of drawing. I've got one other example I want to show you. I'm going to go back to File, New, and in this case I'm going to go to the Schedule category and choose a timeline diagram. These timelines are great for expressing milestones and various other deadlines that may affect a particular project. When I drop one on the page, it picks up current dates, and so we can see that these are the dates expressed in European format that surround today's date. That's one format. There are 4 or 5 others, but I'm going to drag, for contrast, a cylindrical timeline. It will inherit the same dates, but it's a different visual presentation. Now that I have the basic timeline, I can add milestones. Let's just add a simple line milestone, for example, to this timeline. If I want a milestone that's more visible, I can choose something that looks like this, or perhaps a square. If I'm using the circular format of the lower timeline, there are special milestones that are designed for that format, so they blend in very nicely with the curved structure of that timeline. If I want to represent today's date, this is a wonderful little feature. If I drop this today thing anywhere on the timeline, notice it zips to the left and actually positions itself at today's date based on the actual date on my PC. Finally, just to show you one last quick thing, if I want to express an interval on my timeline, there are smart shapes here that I can express the duration, and the width will change to mark that particular time interval within the timeline. So a second example of an easy-to-create diagram that can be very, very helpful in your day-to-day work.
Okay, I couldn't quite tell if we're ahead of schedule or not, but maybe we're behind schedule, as you say.
That's right.
That's great. I'm sure you could go on, but I think that's enough for now, Scott. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome, Dave.
Yeah.